All right, it's time for the Backyard Gardens podcast fall seed giveaway. To enter, go to backyardgardenstv.com, enter your email address, and be sure to do that before August the 1st, 2021, when the giveaway closes. Good luck.
It's summertime and things are changing in the garden. Right here on the Backyard Gardens podcast Minisode, we're going to talk about bolting. And I'm not talking about putting stuff together with bolts.
To have a good harvest, one must plant good seeds and must also use the right kind of fertilizer. The carrots have grown large and firm. How good they will taste.
Welcome to the Backyard Gardens podcast, where we talk about all things gardening and give the information out for you to be successful in your garden, whether it's your first or your last. We are your hosts, Ben, the backyard gardener, and
Batavia, the front yard gardener.
one in the country,
One in the city.
Now get ready as we dig deep into this wonderful world of gardening as we learn to grow and grow for change. A lot of y'all asked, how can you help support the Backyard Gardens podcast? Well, we have been busy and we have created a t-shirt line just for the gardener.
To visit our shop, go to the link in the show notes and check out the t-shirts and other goodies we have.
Now, these are super special t-shirts designed just for the gardener, so enjoy. Thank you for supporting the Backyard Gardens podcast, and we'll see you guys after the harvest. All right, what's bolting in your garden, Batavia?
Spinach, bok choy, vivid pak choy, lettuce, my ankles, my knees. Wait, did you say buckling or bolting?
Bolting.
Yeah. All right, yeah. Those first ones.
So mine is basically everything.
Mm-hmm.
Cabbage, kale, broccoli, lettuce, heat-tolerant lettuce. Oh, yeah, that bolted before the non-heat-tolerant lettuce. That'll be mentioned in a much longer episode, though, so hold your horses. And radishes and collards. So, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, and my rutabaga.
Oh, interesting.
So, we all know, well, we may not all know, but when the plant bolts, it's creating
seeds. Or at least
right.
it's on the train ride.
It's trying to, yeah.
to create seeds.
So, I feel like that's common knowledge. The less common knowledge might be that it tastes like shit when it starts to bolt.
Yeah, not everything though. So, I have.
So what doesn't?
My kales actually don't taste bad. I've had. I guess it depends on how long you're out there with it. But I've eaten kale that's full on with the middle stalk, flowering. You know, it's just not actually started to set seed pods yet, but it's still edible. Lettuce, absolutely, like that. It's like hours. It's like an avocado. As soon as you see that first bolt, like that first stalk, it's gonna be bitter. Yeah, tough and bitter. My bok choy, actually,
my kale gets tough.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your pak choy does too.
Bok choy was still edible. Vivid pak choy, and that's, I don't even know what to make of that as far as like how to describe it. It's just like some leafy green. Like the flavor when it's actually at its prime isn't notable.
Right.
But it doesn't go bitter. Let's see. I feel like lettuce is the only thing that for sure the flavor changes and changes fast in my garden when it starts bolting.
So I recant, and I'm going to go ahead and say spinach too, for sure. Mm-hmm. I'm going to recant that it all tastes like shit, and it either tastes like shit or it gets tough. I feel like that's a safe thing to say, right?
Yeah. The texture definitely changes. I'm actually eating like a leaf a day until I can get to the point of harvesting my spinach, because I'm just going to basically come in and do a clean sweep saying, okay, it's still good. Let's see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, it's so I'm at a loss of words here because I'm so depressed that everything is starting to bolt, because I thoroughly do enjoy growing greens, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But when it starts shooting up and it's flowering, that means that it is fulfilling its destiny and it is going to create seed. And I was just talking about this with Basil on a YouTube video that should be either out or coming out. And when I was the basil, I was like, contrary to your belief, to my belief as well, food is not here. These plants are not here to feed us. They are here for one purpose and one purpose only. That is to reproduce. So at this point, what should we do, Batavia? What do you think? Do you think we should pull it up, or do you think that we should try and let it fulfill its destiny?
Both. So,
solid. I love a conflicting answer.
And I got them.
Nothing drags out a show more than a conflicting answer.
And I'm here for it. So I'm doing both in my garden right now. And so harvesting if it's still edible, and then pulling the plant obviously is an option. And that's what I've traditionally done most often. And then leaving the plant in place and letting it completely fulfill its destiny, go from the bolting stalk to the flowers, to the seed pods being presented, to the seed pods maturing where they look dry, then collecting seeds. Like, that's the full destiny, right? So I'm doing that. And it really is all about my interest in saving seeds for a particular plant, and probably more importantly for me, the space that plant is in. So I have. So
let me interrupt you real quick, because you said something very key, and I want the listeners to hold on to this thought. Let it dry on the plant. Okay. Now that we've said that, we're going to move on, and we're going to continue the conversation. Yeah. So you were saying space that it's in.
No, that's such a key point, because that's exactly connecting to the space. So I have one container that has that vivid pak choi we were just talking about, and the entire container has that same plant, multiple plants, and I'm leaving it. Because I can set it aside. Sure, I can grow something else in it, but I'm okay with letting that be. Now I have a Russian kale that overwintered, and it's biennial. So, or biennial. Yeah. So it is going to do the same process. And right now we have green seed pods. I don't know how long it's going to take, but it's sitting in the middle of a garden bed.
A minute is what it's going to take.
It's sitting in the middle of a garden bed. And I don't mean
like a literal minute. I mean a minute, son.
So it's an inconvenience, but I'm leaving it.
Well, so I was thinking about this because I'm doing the same this year. I'm saving seeds. I just did a germination test on my mustard seed, by the way. 10 out of 10. Oh, that's right.
That's awesome.
10 out of 10. Yeah. So my collards, they're man, they've got to be close. I mean, damn, let's see. They've been, by the time this airs, we're just a couple weeks ahead of when it airs. It is almost starting to turn brown. So it is just starting. The problem is, as these things shoot up, you get this nice thin stalk, and then here come the seed pods, and that nice, skyscraper of a plant turns into a whole cityscape. And it just spreads out. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so, like, my collards that I have right now, I'm saving a Georgia collard seed. They have fallen over. And now they're laying in the yard. I can't do anything with them. And it's just like, damn it. But I'm thankful that they at least fell into the yard and not into the garden, took up more space. But that being said, I kind of figured, you know what? This is just kind of part of the process. And we're going to talk about seed saving later on, but I read something recently that was very romantic about seed saving. And it was about, imagine saving a seed and passing it down through generations in your family. And I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like, just to pass, like, here, David, here's my Georgia collard seed that I planted when you were 6 years old, and it's been saving seeds every year.
And he's going to say, thank you, Miss Batavia. That's so sweet of you.
So, I mean, it's cool, and there is an art to it, but really it's all about saving, time and, being patient to let it grow. But, I challenge people, like, let it go, man.
Yeah.
Save a seed.
Yeah, it's funny when we think about you're for sure buying seeds and the idea that we can't pause and let this take its course, because we're not talking about, cutting up in a mature pepper and then pulling those seeds out. That's not what we're talking about. There's a whole process where this thing is, the course is going on the plant in the garden. I think that next year, I'm already moving ahead to next year, I'm actually going to be more strategic with what I plant where. A couple of plants that I really enjoy, like collards, putting them in a container and letting them completely go to seed. Because again, I can just sit it aside and continue my garden thing. So,
and that's a solid idea too, is like, you want to save seed, like grow it in a container so you can just move it aside. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think that's that's a really good idea. Yeah. Damn, Batavia, look at you. I need a bell.
3 bells, man. 3 bells in a mini-sode. Real quick, I do want to comment on herbs. I feel like every herb that I know, right? No, I feel like every herb that I have seen that is bolted, the flavor is just trash. So basil, you mentioned, cilantro, dill, like all of that, parsley, it's like bad.
If it's made seed. Mm-hmm, now you can stop it and trim it. If you want to check out my reel that I just made, you might have to go back now, but I just did one about that. Mm-hmm. And it's just when the buds come up, you clip them off, and you can't actually stop that. I feel like you can stop that flavor.
Yeah, so, I've seen that with basil. I've seen that work with basil.
Basil's really common with, cilantro too. Cilantro is really common. But, I mean, dude, I've been cutting the buds off my cilantro for about a month now, and that's just like, it's an uphill battle.
Yeah, I was chatting,
you know what? I'm good.
With a listener around our outrage that cilantro and tomatoes don't generally, for us, they're not ready for harvest at the same time.
Yeah.
So.
It makes me mad. Well, the whole thing is you just keep planting cilantro over and over and over again.
Yeah, but the time from the point of, which, you're talking about some of these plants, the time from the point of plant, germinate, and then actually producing leaves to starting to bolt, sometimes it's like lightning fast.
It is.
So,
it is. Saying. And it's it can come up and bolt immediately, and that's just fulfilling its job. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, for this mini-sode, I would recommend, if you're having stuff bolt, man, especially like, so first of all, man, we're running close on time, but I got to get this out. I fell in love with radishes this year. And this was my last year too. I was going to give it one more go, and I was going to say, screw it, I'm done. Well, I roasted my radishes, and booyah. So I have some French breakfast radishes out there. And they don't take up a lot of room. No. So I have them in a little corner in the wild garden, and they're just shooting up, and they're going to be making, seed. And I'm like, why not? You know what I mean? Why not save the seed off of it?
Make sure to capture that. I want to see what that looks like. I did roast the radishes.
You want me to tell you what it looks like?
No, I want to see it.
I know, but you want me to go ahead and tell you real quick? It looks doofy.
So real quick, I did roast radishes. Remember, you're like, you just can't roast 3 or 4. I roasted like 3 or 4. Absolutely, I did. But I roasted them with some potatoes too, so it kind of, made out.
Well, what did you think?
I really enjoyed them.
Dude, isn't it not a game changer?
It is absolutely a game changer. And I went out and sold more. Just like, remember you said you did the same thing? Mm-hmm.
Damn, but Tavy, that's how you know I love you.
Cheers.
You just straight up.
Love you back.
Here's my fizzy drink on the podcast. Hope I don't burp. All right. Everybody, save a seed. Watch out for the bolting. It does get weird. You know what? And taste the lettuce. Taste everything that's bolting. So you just pull it off the plant and give it a taste. See what happens. But if you're going to save seed, real quick, just to remind you, save it from the strongest plant that produced the best. Don't save it from the weakest, crappiest one. That's generally my rule of thumb.
Excellent point.
You want good genetics. All right, everybody. Keep it real.
See ya.
Thanks for hanging out with us today. If you want to see what we're up to or just stay up to date on all the announcements regarding the show or anything gardening, then you can follow us on Instagram at Backyard Gardens TV.
We love seeing what you guys are doing, so use hashtag BYG Podcast in your posts, and we'll be sharing your gardens with the Backyard Gardens community.
And check us out on YouTube at Backyard Gardens, where we will post this show, all of our other shows, clips, and then also some gardening tips and just gardening entertainment. And you can see us at our website at backyardgardenstv.com. But that's it for today's show. So help us as we learn to grow and grow for change. And until next time, we'll catch you guys later. We'll call this one a wrap.
Now you know why people feel like celebrating at harvest time.
All over the world, people have feasting and good times when the crops have been gathered in.